Okay, let's unpack this. If you felt the ground shifting under your feet with how fast AI and data science are evolving, well, you're absolutely not alone. The last month alone has just been a whirlwind. Today, we're doing a deep dive into 13 groundbreaking updates in AI and data science from just this past July 2025. And this is all distilled from a really comprehensive summary put together by Dr. Onoja Anthony from the University of Surrey over in the UK. So our mission here, basically give you a shortcut, help you get really well informed, pulling out the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight. We'll throw in some surprising facts, maybe a little humor too, keep things interesting, because this isn't just, a list of headlines. It's about understanding the what does it actually mean, and what's likely coming next for all of us. We'll cover quite a bit of advanced AI agents transforming work, some amazing developments in robotics, big industry deals shaping the whole landscape, and of course we'll keep circling back to those crucial ethical questions and societal impacts for each one.
It's really the speed, isn't it? The velocity of innovation is just striking.
Yeah.
It really feels like every week there's something new that honestly, just a few years back would have sounded like pure science fiction.
That's such a good point. It really does feel like that. And leading the charge, it seems, is this whole agentic AI revolution. Now, when we talk about AI agents, we're moving beyond, simple chatbots. Think of these as much more sophisticated AI systems that can actually automate complex multi-step tasks pretty much on their own.
Yeah, it's a fundamental shift.
Yeah.
AI is moving from just being a tool that we direct to becoming an active, almost, you could say, autonomous participant in how we get work done.
Precisely. And the first big piece of news here is OpenAI launching their ChatGPT Agent. This isn't just about chatting. Imagine an AI that doesn't just give you answers. It kind of does parts of your job for you, like a virtual intern maybe, handling everything from web research to drafting code, writing reports, all by itself. So this agent automates these complex tasks on a virtual computer. It integrates tools like Operator and Deep Research for browsing, coding, making documents. The leap here is huge. It could fundamentally streamline workflows for businesses, for individuals. Think of the hours saved for knowledge work.
It's absolutely massive potential.
Here's where it gets interesting, right?
Yeah.
Does this kind of advanced automation mean only the big players, the ones with deep pockets, get to really benefit? It definitely raises accessibility concerns for smaller organizations, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And while that streamlining potential is immense, we also saw Google making a huge move, a massive, $2.4 billion licensing deal with Windsurf. That's the company led by CEO Vareen. And this deal, it's aimed squarely at boosting agentic coding for Gemini. So they're directly taking on GitHub Copilot.
Right. A clear shot across the bow.
Exactly. This isn't just an investment for Google. It significantly strengthens their whole AI ecosystem, especially in the coding space. Really cements their position. But, looking at the bigger picture, these kinds of big strategic deals, they could end up marginalizing smaller competitors, which might, in the long run, mean less choice or maybe even slow down innovation overall.
And speaking of Windsurf, wow, the plot thickened even more, didn't it? Just when Google thought they had their piece, Cognition, the makers of that really interesting Devin coding agent, they basically swooped in and acquired those same Windsurf assets, in the IP, and it reported $82 million in revenue. And this was after the Google deal was announced.
Incredible timing.
It's not just competing anymore. It feels like consolidating power in this agentic coding arena.
Which, raises an important question. Are we seeing too much consolidation in AI too soon? I mean, sure, it might strengthen individual companies right now.
Yeah.
But it really risks reducing the diversity of innovation. If key players just merge, we might limit the range of new ideas and approaches coming through.
That's a really valid concern. Meanwhile, not wanting to be left out, AWS also jumped into the fray. They launched Kiro. Kiro is an agentic integrated development environment, an IDE. So Kiro combines this agentic coding capability with something called spec-driven development.
Right, spec-driven. So you basically define what the software should do, the specifications.
Exactly.
You give it the blueprint.
And the AI helps build it precisely to that spec. Like, it understands the blueprint and builds the house, as you said earlier. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And they're offering a free preview right now. The idea is to help bridge the gap between, say, AI prototypes and getting them into full production environments. Now, this promises much faster development cycles for coders, for developers. That's fantastic for productivity.
Huge potential speed up.
But the big question mark, though, something this integral, especially if it's touching production systems, it absolutely requires rock-solid security for widespread adoption. Without that trust, it's kind of a non-starter, right?
Completely agree. Security has to be paramount there.
Okay, so that's the agentic revolution, kind of reshaping how we build things and how we work. But what about how AI is becoming, well, more human-like, or at least getting more deeply integrated into our personal lives, making that human-AI connection feel, I don't know, more seamless?
Ah, yes. This is where the emotional and, frankly, social implications really start coming into focus. We're seeing AI move beyond just utility and maybe towards companionship.
Exactly, like XAI, for instance. They've upgraded Grok with these 3D AI companions. So Grok now has these anime-inspired 3D characters you can interact with through voice, and it's even framed around relationship building. Apparently, it topped Japan's App Store, and they're even planning Tesla integration?
Wow. In the car.
Yeah, so it's not just about looking cool. It seems to introduce this emotional layer to AI interaction, allowing for maybe more nuanced, personalized chats that could genuinely build a sense of connection. It almost blurs the lines between digital and human companionship. But, for you listening, it might also mean a deeper reliance on virtual companions, which definitely raises some interesting questions about the future of human social interaction.
That's a really profound point. It's sort of related. If Grok's companions are about visual and emotional connection, what about getting even deeper? Like down to the very essence of someone's voice and personality. That's exactly what Hume AI is tackling with their EVI3 speech model, this model.
Yeah.
It's kind of astonishing. It can apparently mimic a speaker's voice, their personality, their cadence.
Yeah.
From just 15 or 20 seconds of audio.
15 seconds, that's it.
That's what they claim.
Yeah.
The potential is obviously vast for enhancing communication tools. Think hyper-personalized virtual assistants or incredibly immersive audio experiences in gaming or storytelling. But what's fascinating here is, yes, the incredible power, but also that immediate ethical tightrope you mentioned earlier, the potential for misuse and impersonation. Deepfake audio concern looms really large. It requires serious foresight and caution.
Absolutely. That capability is both amazing and slightly terrifying. Okay, let's shift focus again. We've talked digital, we've talked human connection. Now let's look at the physical world. AI's growing impact through robotics. This is where AI literally moves off our screens and into factories, maybe even homes, public spaces eventually.
Right, the literal embodiment of AI, giving intelligence a physical form to interact with the world.
First up, UBTECH. They've unveiled their Walker S2 humanoid robot. The really interesting feature here is autonomous battery swapping.
So it can keep going.
Exactly. That's the big deal. The takeaway is it could significantly boost industrial efficiency because of that potential for continuous operation. It literally doesn't need to stop for a recharge break handled by humans. However, the potential challenge for many people is obvious. This could really accelerate job automation in those industrial settings.
It's a classic double-edged sword of automation. And another significant stride in sort of physical AI comes from Agility Robotics. Their Digit robot has demonstrated some pretty impressive resilience. We've seen videos where it can kind of right itself after being bumped or disrupted.
Yeah, I think I saw that. It's quite stable.
Very stable. And it's already being targeted for industrial tasks, working with Amazon. This resilience is a really major advancement. It means these robots might move beyond perfectly flat, controlled factory floors into messier, less predictable environments like warehouses maybe, effectively turning them into these incredibly robust, always-on physical workers. It really changes the game for robot deployment, but it also ramps up the need for really robust safety protocols and careful design in workplaces where humans and robots are interacting closely.
Good point. Safety becomes even more critical in dynamic environments. Now, in a move that really opens things up, Hugging Face released an open source robotic hand. They're calling it the Amazing Hand. It's, get this, a $200 3D printed hand.
$200.
Yeah. With 8 degrees of freedom. And crucially, it's completely open source. What really stands out here is the affordability. It just democratizes robotics research, makes advanced hardware accessible to way more researchers, hobbyists, innovators, basically anyone.
That's fantastic for experimentation and education.
Totally. The only caveat, maybe, is that while it's groundbreaking for accessibility, it would need significant scaling and probably refinement for widespread industrial use. But still, amazing step.
Definitely. And kind of following that theme of practical, accessible robotics, Leju Robotics. They've introduced the Roban 2 Humanoid. This is a compact humanoid robot designed specifically for factories. It builds on their previous deployment, the Quavos robot, which is apparently already working at FAW, the car manufacturer. So this just further enhances manufacturing capabilities through more advanced automation, making factory lines even more efficient. And again, looking at the bigger trend, it just underscores that increasing need for workforce adaptation. Training and retraining become crucial as these robots get more common in industrial settings.
Yeah, the workforce transition piece is huge across all of this. Okay, finally, let's turn our attention to the foundations, the big investments and the incredible creative capabilities that are emerging. These are kind of the hidden engines and the vibrant creative outputs that are going to define tomorrow's AI landscape.
Absolutely. The infrastructure and the generative side. This is where the future capabilities are being built.
Right. Meta, for example, huge news. They announced plans for massive superclusters. We're talking incredibly powerful, centralized computing facilities, just packed with thousands and thousands of GPUs, and the stated goal, achieving AI superintelligence. They're investing in these enormous facilities, one in Louisiana, one in Ohio, scaling up to 5 gigawatts of power.
5 gigawatts. The scale is just immense.
Immense. And they have this really ambitious goal of achieving AI superintelligence by 2026. Now, this isn't just about building bigger computers. This level of investment could fundamentally redefine AI capabilities, really push the boundaries of what AI can achieve. But it also immediately raises significant environmental questions, right? The energy consumption alone is staggering. And then there are the broader ethical implications of pursuing true superintelligence. That's a whole other conversation.
A very big conversation, yes. And in a maybe slightly different but equally powerful signal, Thinking Machines Lab. This is the new venture from ex-OpenAI CTO Mira Murati. They secured a staggering $2 billion in seed funding.
$2 billion for seed funding.
$2 billion. Seed funding. It's almost unheard of. And the funding is earmarked specifically for multimodal AI. That's AI that can understand and generate information across different types of data, text, images, audio, maybe video altogether. So imagine an AI that doesn't just read a document, but also sees the images in it and maybe hears accompanying audio, understanding it all holistically. This kind of substantial investment could just dramatically accelerate innovation, foster completely new approaches, new applications we haven't even thought of yet, and of course it directly challenges the existing AI giants. Could lead to more competition, more diversification, which is generally good for the field.
Absolutely. More players, more ideas. And then on the creative front, generative AI keeps pushing forward. Lightricks updated its LTXV model for video generation. This LTXV model can now generate pretty impressive 60-second videos and apparently allows for real-time adjustments while generating. That's a remarkable leap.
60 seconds is quite long for AI video generation currently.
It is, and real-time adjustments, that's powerful. It significantly boosts content creation capabilities, gives incredibly powerful tools to artists, creators, filmmakers maybe. It's genuinely exciting to think about what people will create with this, but it immediately brings us back to that familiar ethical tightrope, doesn't it? How do we make sure this power isn't misused for deepfakes, for misinformation, for eroding trust?
That question just gets more urgent with every advance in generative media.
So, okay, we've covered a lot. What does this all mean? When you look back at just 1 month, July 2025, it's undeniably clear. We are witnessing rapid, truly transformative progress across both AI and robotics. These updates promise incredible productivity gains, amazing innovation, impacting nearly every sector, from how we write code, to how we interact with technology personally, to how physical goods are made.
Indeed. The pace is relentless. But as we've kind of touched on throughout our chat today, this rapid progress absolutely comes with those recurring ethical challenges. We keep seeing them. Potential job displacement, critical privacy concerns, those accessibility gaps that could easily widen the digital divide. The potential for misuse, whether it's impersonation or deepfakes, and even those big environmental impacts of scaling up this incredibly powerful technology. These challenges, they're not just footnotes. They demand really careful oversight, careful consideration from all of us, developers, policymakers, users, everyone.
Well said. They need to be part of the conversation right from the start. So if we connect all this to the bigger picture, it really makes you think, doesn't it? Given these incredible advancements and also their inherent challenges, what aspect of AI or maybe robotics do you, listening right now, think will have the most profound impact on your daily life in, say, the next year? And maybe what's one burning question you have about how we as a society should navigate this really powerful technological wave? Something to reflect on, maybe. Think about your own potential role in this whole evolving landscape.